Yeah, BJ. Coach Stefanski just kind of called you the guy that fires up everybody on defense. Is that, are you more vocal now because you're getting to know your guys, or is that just who you are?
That's just who I am. It's something that I take pride in, something that I'm passionate about, and I enjoy doing it. I don't know. I guess I just enjoy doing it, and it's a great part of the process. I just really take pride in guys leaning in on me, and just giving everyone the juice that they need to get through.
And just on tackling Derrick Henry on that 2-point conversion, is that a load?
It's just really hard to explain, but yeah, it's hard to explain, but it's all a part of the game, man. It's fun. Yeah, that's really it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marla. PJ Ziegler, you're next.
PJ, I want to look ahead a little bit to the Baltimore Ravens. You guys have played them the last couple of times, and the tight ends have given you guys seems to have given you guys fits. What is it about the tight ends, and what do you have to do to kind of contain their tight ends when you match up with them on Monday night?
Well, last game was versus them was kind of like our first game playing together as far as the defense goes, which there are no excuses for it. Like I've said before, but we just got to come out and challenge the tight ends a little bit better going into this game.
And also, Lamar Jackson is going to be coming off the COVID list and playing, obviously, Tuesday night. We saw what impact that had on Miles in terms of his wind and his conditioning. How does that kind of change the impact of the game or the way that he likes to play the game? Because we know he's obviously a running quarterback as well.
Man, he's a great athlete, man. So I'm pretty sure he won't have much drop off as far as that goes. And that's good, man. I'm excited and looking forward to competing, so.
Thank you.
Thank you, PJ. Tony Grossi has our next question.
Hey, BJ, you must have been happy when you saw that the game plan called for 5 defensive linemen in front of you for the game. What was that like, and what was the impact on the game of that change?
I really enjoyed it playing behind that. I really enjoyed it, and it was a great addition to the game plan last week.
And the coverage on that tackle eligible, I mean, this is a rookie center who kind of hid on the right side and looked like he ran a crossing route there in the middle. How were you able to pinpoint him as an intended receiver? Did you see that coming?
Well, we knew he was eligible receiver. Did not think that he would be leaking out for a throw. And so just instincts kind of took over and just grabbed the guy.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Tony. To Nate Ulrich.
Hey, BJ, what did you think of what Myles Garrett was able to give you guys coming back after missing the 2 games?
I thought he did great coming back. I thought he did great. Made some big plays and played well.
And how much does it mean for you guys to have Olivier Vernon, able to kind of hold down the fort with Myles out? Vernon played every snap yesterday and played a lot the previous week too.
Oh man, OV's been big for us all year long, man. And I'm excited and happy for the success that he's had and that I feel like he's going to continue having.
Thank you, Nate. Tom Withers, you're up.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, BJ. Hey, I'm sure you guys felt like you could go toe-to-toe with anybody, but did you prove something to yourself down a team like Tennessee, a legitimate AFC title contender?
That game was a big game because it was the next game. And so we kind of take that approach week in and week out. And so it's a lot of work to be done. Still a lot of work to be done.
feel like you guys are even hungrier now, BJ? I mean, you've gotten to 9 wins, you've clinched a winning season, the playoffs are right in your grasp. Do you feel like guys are really seizing this moment?
Yeah, but I'm in love with the fact that guys are in that grind mode and mentality. I don't feel like any of us are content with where we are, and we all understand that we could be better. And I feel like with just that and the determination and the work ethic that we all have, I feel like we'll get where we want to go.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Tom. Scott Petrick, you're next.
Hey, BJ, you've been around Baker for a while now. What have you learned about him, and what did he show you yesterday with that big game?
Oh man, he loves football. He loves football. That's the biggest thing and biggest key. He's adamant about football. He loves to compete. As you could tell, I mean, he's very expressive as far as as far as his play and how things go. And I love the way that he leads the offense.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Mary Kay Cabot, you have our next question.
Yeah, BJ, when you look at what the Ravens have been through over the last couple of weeks, really the worst COVID outbreak that any team in the NFL has had. I mean, it would almost seem like they're in disarray and, going in the wrong direction where you would want to be going at this time of year. But what about them makes you, sort of maybe not think that that's going to be the case when they arrive here on your doorstep?
Could you repeat that question one more time?
Yeah,
for
I mean,
me?
it looks like they're going in the wrong direction with all the COVID and everything like that. But I mean, with what you know about the Ravens, are you sort of thinking that, perhaps that's not going to be the case?
Well, I mean, going into it, into the event, I feel like they'll have their best foot forward going into the game. So, not really, not saying that they've had any excuses the past few weeks, but I know that we'll get their best shot, and looking forward to it.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Mary Kay. Steve Dorshik, you're up.
What did you learn in Green Bay about what needs to happen during a playoff run? I just noticed that you guys, when you were in Green Bay last year, won out down the stretch. So obviously the focus was there. But what is the focus? What's it need to be? What do you tell your guys on this team?
I mean, it's just work. It's work, prepare, and the guys who execute going into the playoffs are the guys who are most successful. The turnover rates are huge. Turnover margin is huge going into the playoffs and going on that playoff run and just keeping the momentum and keeping the ball rolling.
Thank you, Steve. Tony Grossi, next question.
Just a quick follow-up first on the Green Bay question. BJ, you were like a two-down player there, and here you never leave the field.
Mm-hmm.
What was going on in Green Bay under Patton with you, and is that one of the reasons you wanted to leave?
Well, first and foremost, Coach Pett is a great coach, and I like to state that first. But due to the scheme, that he was running, I wasn't able to be on the field as much. But as you can see, it's a very successful system, and it's a great system to be in. But that was, my calling there as far as what they needed me to be for the defense, and obviously I got there and had to learn the defense in a short term, and so I'd just say. As far as my decision goes, I don't think that played the biggest role in it. But I do think I like the defense.
This one.
No, I love the defense that I'm in, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other question I had real quick was this game yesterday was very similar to the Dallas game, big first half lead and then kind of hanging on. What seems to be the problem? I know it's a difficult position to be in sometimes defensively. Do you think you guys could survive games like that, or does that need to be corrected?
There's definitely things that need to be corrected and executed on our behalf. But like you just said, and like you just spoke on, we've been in quite a few games like that this year and have come out on top. But you never want the games to be that close, So there's things that we need to work on for sure to make sure that we keep our foot on the pedal. But yeah.
Jeff Shadell has our next question.
BJ, I want to ask you one more with that Green Bay connection. Did you learn anything from the veterans on that team? Since you had been with the Giants, not a very good team, and then how those guys really conducted themselves on this march to the playoffs that could help you guys now?
Now that is something that I definitely feel like I've picked up, from that culture. Just being around Aaron and how he carries himself, Zadarius. They have a Mercedes. They have a lot of great leaders on the staff, and on the defense as far as that goes. Tremont Williams, while I was there, another great leader. I while I was there, I had the opportunity to see how each guy led there, because they stacked quite a few leaders, whether they were showed it with action or was saying it verbally. They were all leading, and so I felt like that was something that I picked up and carried on my journey.
We'll take two more. Scott Petrick and Mary Kay Cabot. Scott, go ahead.
Hey, BJ, you mentioned that opener against the Ravens a while back. Just how far has this team come from that game? And when you lose 38-6, was 9-3 even in the thought process?
Just going week in and week out, winning week in and week out. We knew we didn't start off the way that we wanted to, but we all knew that with the guys that we've had all camp and the guys that fought all camp, we knew with the personnel and with the guys that we had that we would come through on the other side. And I'm proud of where we're at, but we still have a lot of work to do.
Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. Final question to Mary Kay Cabot.
BJ, you kind of got the ball rolling there with that breakup on 3rd and 1, and then Sheldon came through, with his big stop and then the strip, and it almost seems like he's a little bit of the unsung hero in this game. But what just talk about how you kind of set the tone, and then he picked it up from there and kept it going.
Well, that's just something that we've been able to do and have had great success with, and that's picking up and everyone's feeding off of each other's energy. That's a big part of our success, and genuinely being happy for our brothers as they make plays. I think that's a huge part of our success, and I try to keep that as one of the pillars. Make sure we're having fun out there. Regardless of the situation or whatnot. So, yeah.
Do you think that Sheldon has flown under the radar a little bit this season, and he's just out there balling for you guys?
Yeah, no, he definitely is. I wouldn't say it's under the radar, because it's definitely on my radar, and I appreciate it. But yeah, he's definitely doing a great job this year.